Okay, perfect. According to Johns Hopkins University, having a pet decreases cortisol levels an average of 73%, which is the leading stress-related hormone in depression, suicidal thoughts or actions, and chronic illnesses. My name is Luke Wilkie. Obviously, I'm a senior here, and this is my senior project called Positive Pooch. Finding a project. I started the semester confused. I didn't know what to do. I walked up to Miss Mullins. I was like, Miss Mullins, I have no idea what to do. She told me, Luke, what do you care about? What do you want to change about this school? And is there any important figure or person in your life that you would want to show to others and impact for others? I immediately thought of my four-legged friend, Luna. This is my dog. She's an 11-year-old golden. Her name's Luna. And is she cute? In that right picture over there, that's her walrus. It's her favorite chew toy. She already chewed the head off from Christmas, but she's a sweetheart. For 11 years, she's been my best friend. Every single day when I come home, stressed, having a bad day, even on some good days, bad days, I do bad in a baseball game, she's always there for me. Has always been my closest friend. When I was 11, I was diagnosed with a chronic illness called Crohn's disease. It's an inflammatory bowel disease that is chronic and doesn't have a cure as of yet. There's therapies, medicines, steroids, constant diets that I've tried around 300 of them. And even as of recently, I found my struggles with it. But every day, I find Luna there every step of the way. She's been fabulous for me, being able to help me in my situation, and my family has been able to see the same exact thing. Now, why I wanted to do this. Luna, being my best friend, I wanted to show her to others and how she impacted me, and hopefully in the way I can do it in the same way to others. Being so, I was able to bring her into school, I was able to impact with others, and I was able to interact with her with friends and at different situations just as such, which is what my project is all about. It led me to my essential question. What is the effect of pets on our mental and physical health? I didn't understand the science behind it. I didn't understand why, dogs, cats, all these pets are even better than most therapies, steroids, all sorts of biologics, and help in ways that I didn't even quite understand. I went into my research portion. Now, I'll try and explain this as simply as I can, but our frontal lobe, like Mark was talking about, is flexible. It's a flexible part of our head that, in an Oxford study, was found when we interact with animals, even other people that make us happy, it starts to actually get larger. Now, in this Oxford brain scan, they did a study on 120 pet owners compared to 120 owners that did not have pets and that have never interacted with one. In this Oxford scan, they found out that these 120 pet owners had increases of dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, and oxytocin in every single one of these people. Now, all four of these hormones are found lacking in those with suicidal thoughts or actions and those with chronic illnesses, which drew me to my conclusion. As I was doing my research, you're wondering why that box was up there. I came across a TED Talk about a girl named Alicia who was born and raised in London, England. When she was 13, her father killed himself. She didn't know what to do, her family was devastated, and a month later, they got a boxer named George. For the next 8 to 10 minutes, she talked about the impact that George had on her life. She lost one of the most important people that she could have ever thought to even lose in the first place. She didn't want change, she didn't want something to fill the void, but she talked for the next 8 minutes on how this dog changed her life. It helped her mom, both of her sisters, and her youngest brother not fill the void, but help bridge it in a very important part of her life. Which leads me to my quote. People who care with animals tend to care about themselves and others. No one is stronger than their own companion at their side. Jonathan Ford, MD, neurologist. This led me to the main part of my project. As a senior, as we all know, and all 4 grades of the high school, we're stressed. It's college applications, projects, difficult classes. And for me, I found that stress really activated my Crohn's disease and made things extremely worse. I found out that spending time with Luna did better than any medicine ever did. I wanted to show this impact with others, not necessarily those who were sick, but to those who are struggling with the same problems I was: stress, depression, anxiety, and such. I wanted to show her impact and how she could affect others. Throughout my project, I took her on countless walks through the trails, and her favorite being the beach up in York, Maine. Every single time we go up there, we let her off on her leash, and she'd interact with all the people at the beach. Of course, with a tail wag and a smile, and occasionally a few licks. She's a little too old to jump up anymore, but she used to do that too. Now, as some of you know in my senior STEM class, I brought her into school. I closed the door in our senior STEM class, and I took her off the leash, and I literally let her run around the classroom to all the students. I apologize, it was distracting, but I thought it was a great opportunity for you all to see her. Now, towards the end, it was a great experience for her, for me, and the others, but for those who are in the class, you understand the harsh realities of being a pet owner, as she had a little accident. Anyways, so, my third part that I wanted to do is volunteering at Live and Let Live Farm. I didn't want to just do domesticated house animals. I wanted to go more extensive into all sorts of animals that have all impacts on others' lives. When I was there, I volunteered for around 30 hours and I met Lisa, the owner of the farm. Now, recently, she gave me permission to talk about this. She's been going through a divorce. She's a wound nurse that has struggled through COVID as well. Every single time she'd find herself up at the farm, dealing with these animals, and finding that all of them, including the horses, ducks, there's a goose up there named Chuck, he almost bit my ankle one time, was truly the best spot for her to get away. And she lived all the way in Manchester, so coming up to Pembroke, New Hampshire to Live and Let Live Rescue Farm, where all these horses, animals who have been rescued wanted the same thing. Now, I wanted to briefly talk about therapy. A year and a half ago, we lost a beloved friend, classmate Nick. Now, a week later, that Monday following, Bow Police brought in 2 therapy dogs, as you remember. It's safe to say that having those dogs run around all the classrooms, hallways, counseling offices, was the best thing that could have happened to all of us. It's safe to say that it was the first time I saw many people smile in a long time. Now, that being said, even after this slideshow and project, I've set up a meeting with Mr. O'Connell to talk about a possible therapy dog at the high school. He mentioned how the middle school is planning to get one, but I wanted to make sure we find one at the high school as well, to help not only in counseling to any students that want just a pet and maybe a lick. In conclusion, it's been a great experience for me. I've become not only closer with my dog, but closer with my friends and others, and I'm able to show how Luna not only impacted me throughout my life, but throughout my entire project, all these hours, being at games and other places, has really helped me and helped others. And hopefully you can see the real impact of animals, not only how they've impacted me, but you as well. Many people say dogs need us, animals need us, and they do, but in reality, we're the ones that need them. Thank you. Any questions? Let's see. Yes, Mrs. Vizella. After this, I thought about it. I've always been interested to go into the medical field, and I think a veterinary area would be definitely something interesting. I love my dog and all sorts of animals. I'm the type of guy that, like, when I see a dog, I always like gravitate to it, or other animals, and I give it a pet. So I've thought about it, and maybe. I think so. Alex Madges.
Did you get frustrated with the animals at the farm at all?
Yes, many times. Well, I mentioned Chuck. He was very defensive when we tried to clear out the pens for the pony Twix and all of the other horses. So yeah, I would get frustrated with them. The horses are gentle, they're nice to work with. As long as you show them respect, you should get the same back. And there's really never some serious struggles, but definitely some defensive birds around the area. Ethan Gray.
Did you take Luna to meet any of the animals?